Oh.
You see those large, heavily armed men? They suspect you have killed their leader, and they want you dead.
After more than 15 years of merchandising and memes, have the Minions officially overstayed their welcome? Or is Minions and Monsters the beginning of a new golden age for Illumination? We'll give you the details on the comedy, voice acting, references, and whether or not it's worth your ticket to the cinema.
Behold! The all-powerful Irene!
Heading into 2026, if you asked me which Illumination film I was looking forward to the most, the answer easily would have been the Super Mario Galaxy movie. While I enjoyed that film for the Easter egg hunt it was, even die-hard fans know deep down that it was more style than substance.
Over my dead body.
Fine with me.
If you told me that Minions and Monsters would not only possess style, but would also serve as an endearing send-up of classic Hollywood, I'd asked, what yellow-colored Kool-Aid did you drink? Like most others, I found the first two Despicable Me movies to be a lot of fun. With each passing entry, though, returns have been diminishing, at least regarding quality. As far as box office goes, Illumination has the sauce. With Despicable Me 4 being a low point for the franchise, I sat down to watch the third Minions spin-off with crossed arms. Once the lights went down, though, Minions and Monsters changed my tune as the Universal logo appeared. Suddenly, the Universal logo rewinded in time, all the way to when the Transatlantic Film Company was part of it. A trio of black and white minions proceeds to introduce the film, looking like characters out of a classic Disney or Fleischer cartoon. We're then treated to an extended montage, as the minions insert themselves into silent movies, blending in bizarrely seamlessly. From then on, I was won over by the best minion-centric movie, and this franchise's best entry since Despicable Me 2. Primarily taking place against the backdrop of the rip-roaring 20s, the film follows a tribe of minions who get pulled into a great train robbery. As it turns out, this robbery is staged in an innovation called moving pictures. Three minions named James, Henry, and Ed are drawn to this new technology, always having a passion for storytelling. Their fascination with film is met with resistance from their tribe leader, Dick. Yeah, the filmmakers knew exactly what they were doing with this name. Nevertheless, the public takes a shine to the minions, who become unlikely superstars. In a way, this mirrors the Minions' actual rise to fame in our pop culture, going from Gru's sidekicks to the main attraction.
You wrote a monster movie?
Sí, con pica kaiju. Arr, arr.
What are you going to use for your monster?
The Hollywood setting paves the way for an onslaught of in-jokes. In one scene alone, the Minions encounter Charlie Chaplin in modern times, Harold Lloyd in Safety Last, and Buster Keaton in Steamboat Bill Jr. For many young viewers, this will be their introduction to Casablanca, Citizen Kane, and other titles you might see on Turner Classic Movies.
Louis, I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Think Babylon, but slightly less chaotic. The story even echoes Singin' in the Rain, as the Minions' slapstick antics lend well to silent comedy. Once the public hears their voices, though, a noir mystery or war epic becomes much harder to take seriously. There's a genuine love letter for the craft of cinema here that might even motivate kids in the audience to ask how movies are made.
That was perfect!
Like most Illumination films, the plot isn't the top priority. It's mainly an excuse to partake in comedic anarchy. That said, Minions and Monsters delivers some of the franchise's biggest laughs, as well as the edgiest. There are a couple of deaths that really push the limit of what you can get away with in a PG movie. The minimal plot reflects the era of cinema it's parodying. With some silent comedies, you don't always remember the stories, which were kept simple. What you do remember is Keaton trying to stop a train and Chaplin dancing with dinner rolls. Minions and Monsters has more than a few memorable set pieces, and what's likely the closest Illumination has come to Golden Age Looney Tunes. Director and co-creator Pierre Coffin once again voices the Minions, acting opposite several Oscar winners and nominees, including Allison Janney, Jeff Bridges, and George Lucas in his easiest paycheck since he sold Star Wars. Christoph Waltz is a highlight as Max, a director whose passion for film rubs off on the Minions in a couple of weirdly heartfelt scenes.
James, you have a real gift for filmmaking.
Possible hot take, Minions and Monsters makes better use of Christoph Waltz than any of the Bond movies did.
Finish it.
Jesse Eisenberg is also a hoot as Dort, who's either a loser in a robot suit or a legitimate alien out of The Day the Earth Stood Still. Either way, Dort catches the eye of a suffragette voiced by Zoe Deutsch. Who doesn't appreciate a Zombieland double tap reunion? Finally, there's Trey Parker as Goomy, aka Gary Orcam Oliver Magma Ichabod the Deceiver. With a name like that, it goes without saying that Goomy is a not-so-surprising surprise villain, although the Minions are naturally oblivious.
Whoopsie.
Parker previously voiced another baddie, Balthazar Brat, in Despicable Me 3. Here, he recycles his Memba Berries voice as a pint-sized monster that the Minions summon to appear in their movie. While Parker is funny in the role, this is admittedly where Minions and Monsters starts to lose some steam.
I know the scariest monsters. Don't be scared though, they're such good guys.
For its first half, the film arguably should have been called Minions Go Hollywood. It isn't until the second half that it becomes Minions and Monsters, as Goomy tricks the yellow guys into tracking down his buddies, Bobby Moynihan's Philip, Phil Lamar's Howard, and a gelatinous blob named Irene. On one hand, it's funny seeing the tiny Goomy command these much larger monsters. It's reminiscent of that South Park episode where Cartman befriended Cthulhu.
Good, I have your attention.
At the same time, Philip and Howard don't have the most creative designs. Given the Hollywood setting, the film could have borrowed from Willis O'Brien's playbook, maybe even giving them a stop-motion look. While Minions and Monsters has lively animation, Illumination doesn't deviate from what we'd expect on a visual level. While the monsters are the least interesting element, the film manages to bring the focus back to showbiz. As the Minions at last screen their magnum opus, we get a surprisingly poignant line about the magic of experiencing a movie in the theater with an audience. Say what you will about this franchise, but it has continued to pack cineplexes even in a post-pandemic era. The Despicable Me movies have mostly been innocent fluff. I'm not going to act like Minions and Monsters drastically deviates from this, but within the goofy fun, there is a sincere appreciation for cinema, one that might even inspire future filmmakers, in the same vein that something like Tiny Toon Adventures or Cats Don't Dance influenced 90s kids with their Hollywood in-jokes.
I got a song to sing. You don't like my song, I'm gonna sing it anyhow.
Is Minions and Monsters going to get nominated for the Best Animated Feature Oscar? Probably not, especially in what's already a banger year for animation, Animal Farm notwithstanding. Funnily enough, the aspiration to win an Oscar is a subplot in the film, perhaps echoing how the Academy has mostly overlooked Illumination.
In Hollywood, the new stars at the silver screen changed the face of the motion picture industry forever.
Despite regularly turning out audience favorites, Illumination has never been an awards player. Maybe Illumination is entering a new era. Their trailer for the upcoming sci-fi rom-com Not Alone signifies new territory for the studio, amid the usual hijinks that sell tickets. In any case, Minions and Monsters is a reminder that Illumination not only has some of the best comedic timing in modern animation, but they're capable of more than we expect. My final score, 8 out of 10, and a banana trophy.
Doot doot!
Were you pleasantly surprised by Minions and Monsters, or are you over this series? Let us know in the comments.